What's up, guys? I'm Andrew, and I'm going to show you guys how you can make these sick RTR style turn signals for your Foxbody. I've had tons and tons of people asking me how I made these, and in this video I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did it. And guys, bear with me, this is my first YouTube video, but if it helped you out, if you could drop a sub, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, first of all, the credits going to Sergeant Slides on YouTube. He's the original creator of these, so go check him out if you want to see his original video. But guys, these lights are so freaking cool. I just wanted to make a video to show you guys how I made mine. So I did mine very similar to his design, and these things are just freaking awesome. I've had them on the car for years, and they've been great. Plus, they actually cool down your car when you cut out the back of them, and then they double as intake lights. So not only do you get the cool LED look of the RTR lights, you get functionality from them as well. So they actually really lower your temperature on your car. So you can either run these white full time or you can run them amber full time. When I had them white, the amber turn signals worked just fine, but when I recently switched them to amber, the white did not want to blink for some reason with these strips. I'll talk about that later in the video though. So I'm going to show a lot of old footage of that set that's on the car right now that I made, but I'm going to remake them again using these OEM ones just because they're smooth on the insides and I like that look a lot better. But the same information will apply on those old clips. So to start here, I'll show you guys everything that you're going to need to do this. Obviously, you're going to need the marker lights. You can use any marker light for the 87 to 93 front end, but I recommend getting the stock style ones because they're smooth on the inside. So the ones on the car now have that design on the inside, and the stock ones are just smoothed out. So I would recommend getting those. Next, you're obviously going to need the LED strip. I'll put a link down below of the one that I used, but they're from Amazon. Any one will work, but I'll link the one that I used. Next, you're going to need some quick connects, or you can use crimp connectors to wire them into the car. The wiring is super simple. You literally just cut your turn signal plug off, and then you connect the 3 wires, and it's super simple. Next, you're just going to need some kind of glue to help bond the strips to the back side of the markers and down below. And you also need some type of sealant to seal up where you're going to cut the strips, because you're going to cut them to length. Then probably the most important tool you're going to need is this Harbor Freight Dremel. This is literally perfect for cutting out these lenses. It has these little sanding bits that will help you get it smooth around the edges. Then the last tool I recommend is some type of grinder, multi-tool, something to cut out the lens, the front bulk of the lens. That'll help you a lot. I used a step drill bit to do mine. I'll show you in these videos, but there's a lot better tools out there. All right, so now we can actually start making the lights. So as you can see, a multi-tool would be a lot better than what I'm using. As you can see, I had to use a step drill bit and just drill out a bunch of holes to get the bulk of the lens out. And I did tape along the sides just because I didn't want to go too far with the step drill bit. And you'll see later on, I just cleaned up everything with the Dremel, but basically I just did this for the whole lens. I just drilled a bunch of holes and got the whole bulk of it out. So I won't bore you with the whole process of doing this, but you get the idea. Just get the lens out, use a multi-tool or like a mini grinder and get the bulk of it out. So after you get the bulk of the lens out, you're gonna go around with the Dremel and smooth out all the jagged surfaces and bring it as close to the edge of the marker light as possible. Guys, this Harbor Freight Dremel is freaking goated. Like, you need to get this for this job. It's only like 20 bucks. It comes with like 3 of these little sanding bits that help you get those edges perfect. They cut right through the plastic and they're round, so you can get the edges rounded. Like, you don't want to make them hard edges. It just doesn't flow with the design of the marker light. The round edges look great. So yeah, basically you're just going to go around and clean up what you didn't get with hopefully your multi-tool and not your step drill bit. And it just takes some time. You literally just have to spend some time, smooth it all out, and get it as straight as possible. Then to help with getting them even and not bumpy, I use these metal files. I can't find the video that I had of shaving them down, but I literally just, after I was done with the Dremel, I shaved it down with the files, got them as smooth as possible, and then they were good to go. So it's the same process for the back side. I have a comparison here of my old one. You literally just cut out the whole thing. Get a multi-tool. Don't be like me and use a step drill bit. I chose the painful, long route of just drilling out the holes, but I got it. I Dremeled it smooth. It's pretty simple. Then the reason you want to take it all the way out to the structural borders is because you're going to get way more airflow the more open it is, and it literally shoots directly at your radiator. Like, I had massive temperature drops after I put these in. They actually work very well. Then in this clip, you can see I'm just dremeling it out, making it smooth. It's pretty straightforward, guys. I won't bore you with the rest. Then the last step that you're going to have to drill is for the bottom hole for the LED strip. I did mine right at the bottom corner of the marker light. The original guy did his at the top, but I just did mine at the bottom. I mean, I don't think it really matters. I just figured the LED strip looked better flowing that way through the marker light, because you have to flow it all the way through, and then the end goes through that same hole as well. So that's where you see the seam in the LED, but it doesn't really matter. You could do the top or the bottom, but I chose the bottom. So I used a step drill bit to drill this hole out, and then I made it just a little bigger with the Dremel. I just made it big enough for the LED strip to fit through. It doesn't really matter. Just don't make it too big, obviously. But yeah, here's what the final result looks like with both holes cut out and the little hole for the strip light. Now we're ready to paint these. So all I did to get these ready for paint, I just used a red Scotch pad and sanded them down really good. I mean, you probably don't have to do this, but I just wanted the paint to stick. So yeah, here they are all sanded up. I tried to get as much of that chrome finish off as possible. I didn't want that to like chip off underneath or anything. And then for the paint, super basic, I just used some Rust-Oleum satin, and then I used satin clear for it. All right, guys, I was gonna continue this with these markers that I was gonna paint, but it started raining. I don't have any spots to paint it inside, so I think what I'm gonna do is just use my old footage from the first set, which it'll work. I'll just explain it, but I want to get this video out, and I cannot finish these today, even if I paint them. Even if I was to paint them right now, I'd have to wait a while. I want them to set up good. Like, I don't want to ruin them by trying to put the lights in, so I will just show you guys the old footage that I had of the other set that I did. All right, so once your paint has dried, you can start running the LED strip through the marker. This part, it seems simple, but sometimes it's kind of a pain. So there's two ways that this marker can go. Like, there's one side that's like kind of fogged and the light's more evenly distributed, and then one side you can like clearly see the LED dots. So in mine, I use the side that's more frosted. It's still pretty bright, so I wouldn't worry about the brightness too much. So that's just what I went with. You could swap them. It just, watch when you are running that light and you pick the one that you want to do. So right now I'm just kind of pressing the strip into where I want it to be, just to form it a little better, because it is a little stiff. But yeah, I'm just getting it ready before I take off the adhesive. Then you're gonna actually cut the LED strip. There's gonna be marks on these ones that I used. Just cut along the dashed lines. I think in this video I cut it and then I shortened it by one more seam there. You'll see at the end where I did cut it again. My original plan was to just have that extra space and then wrap it all the way around and glue it to that side of the light, but I cut it one more and it lines up pretty good with the start of the strip. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So after I kind of got it roughly tacked down, I did go back and I added super glue along that long side, the right side on the video, and then I added it on the bottom as well, just to really keep it in place, because the very first set that I did, it eventually wore out just from washing it and the weather and stuff, but it held up pretty good. But I just did more super glue along those sides. The curved side you don't really need to worry about. I didn't have issues with that, but definitely super glue that right side and the bottom. Then I just tested it real quick, and you can see where I did cut it shorter. It looks a lot better, and it was a lot easier to actually do it that way. This part is extremely important, guys. You guys need to seal these up very good, especially where we did make the cut. You guys need to seal this up so no water gets in, because if water gets in it, it's pretty much chalked and you have to start over and get a new strip to do these. So definitely take your time sealing these up. I used a ton of this sealant. I think I got this from like AutoZone or something. It works. It's for like headlights or something like that. But definitely put a lot of this stuff on. And guys, that's it. You're done after that. Just let it set for a good amount of time, but literally that's all you need to do. Don't worry about the little part sticking out at the bottom. It'll get covered by your main headlight. So now you're ready to wire them up. If you want them running white, black goes to black, red would go to brown, and yellow would go to green. If you want them amber, just switch the red and the yellow wires. Then I just put the box for it behind the main headlight. There's plenty of room. And that's it, guys. I'm just going to throw up some more clips just so you can get an idea of what they really look like. So yeah, you can run these either white full time, or you can run them amber like in this clip right here. But I'm going to explain to you the problems with the ambers that I was having. So once I switched them to amber, they would not blink white for me. So I'm going to do something different with the turn signals, but just so you're aware that if you want them white, you will have turn signals. If you run them amber, you Cannot with this strip. You probably could get a different strip that would do it, but that's just the problem that I ran into. Then there's one more thing, guys. So when you hook these up, sometimes the flasher underneath the dash right here can give you some issues. For me, I just unplugged it and plugged it back in, and the lights flash fine, but sometimes you just gotta buy a new flasher. It's a cheap part, so just look out for that. So yeah, guys, there it is. If you guys made it this far, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. This was just my first one, okay? So little rough draft, but we're gonna be making a lot more, and I'm gonna finish up these markers and throw them on the car to show you guys what those look like. But yeah, if this helped you out, if you want to drop a sub, that'd be freaking awesome. I'd appreciate it so much. But thank you guys for watching.